Hello, guys. Good afternoon, and welcome back once again to this amazing session with me. My name is Udit Gupta, and we are dealing with pressure. We have been doing for quite some time now. And today is the day that we are going to witness a lot of problems. We're going to see a lot of quizzes, a lot of MCQs, but remember that all we need to do is focus upon those basics. Just make sure that whatever we have learned out there in all the previous lessons, if you didn't get to see so, go out there, check out those previous pressure lessons, and that will help you in making an understanding of how exactly pressure is to be dealt with respect to its theory, with respect to its numericals, what is the formula, and how to use it. Now, if you would have done all of those, if you have all attended those particular sessions, then this is going to be a pressure problems session. That is, a lot of problems in pressure will be discussed right now. So, before we start off this class itself, I would like to tell you that if you are having any problems regarding your learning, then ODA Class App is the best place to be. We have a lot of things that we are giving away, not only the learning. I will tell you about it at the end of this session that what are the different things that we provide apart from the learning that you're having. But if you want to make sure that your learning does not take a dip, that it is always on the up, then you can come into a super awesome bridge course. Now, it's a very small 1 week course, if you would see, and in this 1 week, we are making sure that you start loving your studies, that academics do not remain a burden on you. And how do we do that? We have every day one class. If you see, we have three maths and three science classes. This means 6 days you'll have classes. You'll ask that this is a 1 week course. What happens on the seventh day? I'll tell you about the seventh day as well. But let me tell you that if you're facing any problems in this classes as well, there's a personal teacher to support you with everything. That means over here, all your problems get finished. Everything just done. But to get till here, you'll have to make an effort. I'll tell you how to make that effort in just a little while. It's not much, but let me tell you the seventh day, you will have the test. You see, the tests are there on the app as well. And on top of this, the six classes that I talked about, there's going to be homework on the app as well for all these six classes. Ain't that great? Now you can come over there, you can actually enjoy it. You can also get your hands on PDF books so you'll understand the quality of learning that you're getting. All the things that we teach you, here's going to be the books. You'll also get the replay of the sessions and not to mention all these super awesome things. And if you think that, yes, I want to be here, you can see this is the link that you can find in the description below. Just go out there, press on this link before it expires, and make yourself enrolled in this bridge course. Now, let me tell you, a lot of students they keep enrolling each and every day, and the count is increasing each and every day. So, if you want to make sure that you get your seat over here, all you need to do is just check out that link, pay that 49 rupees, get yourself reserved because there are limited seats only. So not everybody will get to witness this since you are right here, right now with us, and you are watching this class. That's the reason this is coming up to you. Now, let me take you to what exactly we had to do. But first of all, if you are finding me for the first time, if you're seeing this face for the first time, let me tell you, my name is Udit Gupta. I've done my mechanical engineering from NIT Allahabad. I will be your physics educator for today. I've taught more than 9 years and mentored more than 1 lakh students, and that means you're at the right place to learn a lot of things. Let's go ahead. Let's do these problems in pressure. So, first of all, I'm asking you this case where you see this dog, right? He's standing over three different places and his expressions are changing. If you see, he's quite happy over here, right? Over here, he's just acting smart that you know what? I can handle this. If your plane was like this, I was very happy. Even if you tilt the plane, I can manage this. But if you tilt it a lot, he says that, you know what, now I feel like there's a problem. So, what exactly is the similarity and difference in these three cases? We're talking about with respect to pressure. So, what we'll say is that in all three cases, if you see all three cases, the weight is gonna act downwards and the dog remains of the same weight. If it's 50 Newton or 60 Newton or 70 Newton or 20 Newton, it will remain the same. So this weight remains same. This is the similarity, I will say. And if you talk about the difference, what happens is that for this case, the thrust is going to be downward because it is perpendicular to the plane. This is the thrust. Now over here, if you have the plane like this, the thrust, if you see, is a little tilted. And if you tilt the plane even further, you'll see the thrust is changing even more. So the thrust in all three cases is different. I'm sorry. The thrust in all three cases is different. And I hope that you found the similarity and difference. So now let me take up some questions. If you have understood that part, we have also talked about these things, that where is pressure exerted, right? Here are the options that have been thrown to you. Is it solids? Is it liquids? Is it gases? Or is it all of these? In the previous lessons, we have learned that we can talk about solids, that pressure equals thrust per unit area. And if we extend that further to fluids, we can get the pressure of a liquid column, that it is rho GH. And if it is for solids, it is for liquids, we can say that it is actually in fluids, that is both liquid and gases. And I think the D part over here does the justice for us, right? D part, all of these, pressure acts everywhere, be it solids, be it liquids, be it gases. We don't care, we don't differentiate between any three, right? Let's go to the next quiz. It says, what is thrust per unit area? I think that this is a very simple quiz. I don't think it is force. We talked about thrust per unit area. Thrust is nothing but the perpendicular force. If it's acting on a unit area, I think we can easily say that this is pressure. A is incorrect, B is correct. That means C and D also become incorrect. So I will say that, you know what? Pressure is the thing that we are looking for. Okay, let's go ahead. Let's see the next quiz. And this is a good one. We'll have to do this one. It will require some doing to be done. And if you have a pen and paper with yourself, you can start attempting it right now. And what does it say? If you read the question properly, it says if the weight of the atmosphere is given to be X. So X over here is the weight, that is the force, the thrust probably, because we are to talk about pressure, right? The next thing, and the pressure exerted on an area is Y. So now over here, a lot of students tend to think that area is given as Y. This is incorrect. It says the pressure exerted on an area is Y. So actually the pressure is given as Y. And if you don't believe me, see, later on they ask, find the area. So area is not given over here. Area is something we have to find. And let me just note down what are the things that are given. I'm given that pressure is Y. I am given that weight or maybe thrust or force is X. And I want to get what is the area, right? Is there anything else given? Yes. Just for your help, I have given the options for you. Now, these options are very tricky, like I said, that they're given to be x, y, x divided by y divided by x, and none of these. So, a lot of the students whosoever say that area is y, for them, they would be calculating something else and they'll be getting some other option. Let's not do that. We know this, that we have almost gotten it covered. If we just use the formula correctly, I think we would be good to go. So let us see what we can do. So over here, I think I'll say that pressure equals force divided by area or thrust divided by area. That means I can also say area equals force divided by pressure. And if I say area is thrust divided by pressure, I have to find out area. It is given as F by P. I can say that F was X and Y was P. So X divided by Y is my answer. That means I will go ahead with B part and say that, you know what? This is the correct one. Let's check out whether it's correct or not. And here we go. Thank you. Right. So we have gotten a good question correct over here, but I hope you have understood the process all throughout. Let's move on to the next quiz. Now, it asks you which case yields high pressure, right? Let's see the cases because if you don't know, how do we tell? It has given me four cases. Two contain high thrust, right? And two contain low thrust. Similarly, two contain high area and two contain low area. So we have had a mix and match of high thrust, low area, high thrust, high area, low thrust, low area, low thrust, high area, right? And we have to find out which one actually is correct. So what can we do? We can simply say that let's write down the formula for pressure. Pressure equal thrust by area. And you want to get high pressure. How do you get high pressure? High pressure means I can draw an arrow like this कि I want this thing to be high कि भैया प्रेशर जी आप ना बढ़ जाओ आप बढ़ो प्रेशर कुकर बन जाओ फट जाओ प्रेशर कुकर राइट high pressure is what we require according to this question. Now what can I do? मैं कह दूंगा कि एक काम कर भाई न्यूमरेटर तू ना बड़ा हो जा because if it becomes 1 lakh 1,000 1 crore 1 billion if this thing increases like anything this pressure will also increase राइट इफ दिस थिंग विल इंक्रीज टॉप वाला पार्ट को मैं इंक्रीज करा दूं कह दूं तू बन यार 1 करोड़ बन जा तू बन जा 1 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 लिखते जाओ जीरो जितना जीरो यहाँ पे फोर्स में आएगा दैट इज गोइंग टू बी बेटर फॉर यू सो दैट मीन्स कि आई कैन श्योरली से कि ये मुझे ना हाई थ्रस्ट वाले जो ऑप्शन है ये पसंद आ रहे हैं आई एम लाइकिंग दिस आई एम सेइंग कि लो थ्रस्ट तू हट मेरे सामने से राइट यू आर यूजलेस फॉर मी बट स्टिल आई हैव टू ऑप्शंस नाउ आई वांट टू टॉक अबाउट एरिया तो अब मैं एरिया से आके पूछा एरिया एरिया आप बताइए एरिया कहता है कि देखिए अगर आप ना मुझे रखोगे 0.0000000000001 तो मैं ना जितना कम एरिया करोगे उतना ही ज्यादा प्रेशर मिलेगा right? जितना कम area, denominator less means that you'll have this whole quantity increasing like anything. And that means कि I will go with low area. And इधर था high area, तो ये भी incorrect, ये भी गया. So I think that now I have successfully eliminated all the options for you to understand that the correct option over here is A part, that is high thrust and low area. I think there's a similar question that you can attempt now, and that is which case yields low pressure. The options are same, but the answer will be different because we require some other thing over here. We require low pressure. So what will you do? You can use the same funda that I used. If pressure equals thrust divided by area, and if you want to decrease this like anything, if you want it to be low, you can make sure that the force is low, or you can make sure that the area is high. That means I would be looking at low thrust, either this one or this one. And similarly, I would be looking at a higher area. That means this one over here will be correct. So B part becomes absolutely correct. Right? चलो भाई देख लेते हैं. Let's see whether it is the case or not. And here we go. Done, done. Right? You understood how to get high pressure, how to get low pressure using thrust and area. Now, similarly, you might be asked high thrust, and then you would be having options in pressure and area, or maybe high area or low area, where the options would be pertaining to pressure and thrust. So, I think that is something that you can always do if you just remember the formula properly. Okay, let's move on to the next quiz. And now we have a better quiz over here again, right? What does it say? It's given me a rectangular box, and if you see, it's basically a cuboid, and it's given in three different positions. This is A, this is B, this is C, right? And let's read the question. What exactly is given? A rectangular box is kept in three different ways on a flat surface as shown. All right. The pressure exerted by the box on the flat surface will be minimum. So I want this pressure to be minimum. This is what I gather from the question. And once I've gathered it, my work is half done. Always remember that in any question that you face, not only in physics, if it's chemistry or maths or bio or history or English or Hindi, whatever it is, any subject, any question posed to you, if you understand the question properly, this means you have won 50% of the battle because then you know what is the next thing to do. So over here to understand that these two are important words, we will simply say that you know what, we want this pressure to be minimum. What is the next thing that we can say? Okay, let's draw down arrow that pressure should be as low as possible. Another thing that I know is that this box, the weight will remain same, the thrust will remain same, right? Whether I take pressure in this one, whether I take it in this one, or I take it in this one. Let us say I call it PA, I call this PB, or I call this PC. In all the cases, the thrust is same. That is force F, force F, force F, because the box ain't changing. बॉक्स नहीं बदल रहा, बॉक्स वही है. बॉक्स अगर वही है तो उसका वेट वही है, उसका वेट वही है तो उसका थ्रस्ट वही है, और उसका थ्रस्ट वही है, तो भाई एफ एफ एफ, खत्म बात. नाउ व्हाट इज चेंजिंग, लेट अस सी क्लोजली. अब यहां पे क्या किया है, हमने एरिया को बराबर बदला है. यू सी दिस इज द एरिया इन द फर्स्ट केस, राइट? दिस इज ऑलमोस्ट द एरिया in the second case, and this is the area in the third case. तो अब आप खुद ही देख के बता दो, आपको प्रेशर चाहिए था मिनिमम. यू ऑलरेडी लर्न इट इन द प्रीवियस क्वेश्चन कि प्रेशर मिनिमम मींस एरिया को कर दो मैक्सिमम. तो एरिया मैक्सिमम किसमें होगा, इसमें होगा, राइट? यही है सबसे ज्यादा एरिया वाला. बी होना चाहिए ऑप्शन. आइए देख लेते हैं एक बार ऑप्शन दिए क्या हमें. आई थिंक दिए तो हैं, राइट? ए बी सी, या सेम इन ऑल केसेस. सेम क्या होगा, इफ somebody asks you what is same, तो यू कैन टेल कि भैया फोर्स या फिर थ्रस्ट, यू कॉल दिस टू बी सेम, आई एम ओके, बट डोंट कॉल प्रेशर द सेम. प्रेशर किसमें सबसे मिनिमम है, प्रेशर इज मिनिमम इन बी पार्ट, राइट? टफ क्वेश्चन मेड इजी if you just remember the basics. कि pressure is thrust per unit area. That's all. Right? Let's do another question now. And in this question, oh, this lady has come. She's asking us something. What is she doing? She's doing yoga or something, right? Meditating probably. You should also meditate, by the way. It's helpful in remembering more things. It's helpful in with respect to, increasing your mind's capacity. Now, what does it say? It says which has greater thrust on the ground. You're asked about thrust. Remember, you're not talking about pressure, you're talking about thrust. And what are the options over here? And it says initial and final. So let me remember what exactly was thrust. I think if I talk about thrust, see, she is going to have some weight going downwards. This is the weight, and she is on a plane position. So this weight will equal to thrust in the first case, initial case. In the final case, what is happening? In the final case, the weight will remain same, but if the area is like this thrust will become less than weight. Thrust will become less than weight. And you are asked which is going to have greater thrust. Obviously, this is going to have greater thrust. If you don't believe me, I think you can see this. Initial is having greater thrust just because the area changed. The way that she was sitting changed. Right? Alright. Let's move on to the next quiz. Again, this time around, she is in some another pose, right? Which of the following changes in the figure with respect to ground? What is changing over here? You are being told that there are these four options. The area, the pressure, both, yeah, none of these. So let me do this for you. What will you do over here? You will simply say that area was this much over here. This is the area. Over here, only small little area. Area is obviously changing. Area pe tick. And another thing, over here, the weight will go something like this. Over here also the weight will go something like this. But since the area has changed, pressure over here will be less. Why do I say pressure is less? Because I can see that area is more. And similarly, over here, pressure will be more because I can see over here, area is less. So pressure is also changing. Shall I answer A or shall I answer B? I think you are smart enough to tell me that the answer should be C, neither A nor B. Both of them are changing, right? Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Let's move on to the next quiz. And what does it say over here? It says, how does the pressure on the floor vary in the following, right? And I have been given something, whether the pressure is increasing or decreasing or it remains same or none of these. I think we just did this, that in this case pressure is less, in this case pressure is more, and That is where I can say that it is increased. But let's try to follow a stepwise approach over here. First of all, you want to talk about on the floor, that is over here and over here. That means if you want to mark, you can say this is the area over here and this much is only the area over here. The next thing that you can say is that the weight is same, that is W is same over here, right? Or the thrust is same. And then you can say that if you have the same weight or same thrust, this area is more, this area is less, and pressure over here will be more, and pressure, I'm sorry, pressure over here will be less, and pressure over here will be more. So this is depending through area as well as through this weight. So I hope that you have understood all these difficult problems that we did. And if you want to learn more, if you don't want to stop the fun, there's the app, ODA Class App, gonna be one thing that might change your life. And if you can see, like I said, there's a lot of things happening. The best thing out there is this weekly course, the 1 week course that we call the bridge course, where you're getting a lot of learning, you're getting a personal mentor teacher, you're getting the homeworks, you're getting the tests, you're getting everything covered. Remember, objective, subjective, be it your school level, be it your competitive level, everything is being taken care of if only you grace us with your presence here. How to come here? The link is already given to you in the description. Go out, check that link, click on enroll now. Make sure that you are amongst those students who have already taken that benefit in just 49 rupees. So, this was all that I wanted to tell. I also wanted to tell you that at ODA class, there's something more. If you are coming and giving us 49 rupees, we don't want that you say that, you know what, this is done. No, we want to make sure that we are repaying you with as many good things as possible. Here are four of them. These good things can be yours if you are going to come into that bridge course. You can get your hands on all these awesome sparkling coins, and once you get it, those coins, you can redeem that in the Oda Mall, right? In that great. So this was all that we had. I hope that you really come into the bridge course. If you have your friends, you can suggest them as well. If you love this, please show us your support. Like it so that we can get more such content for you. Sharing amongst your friends, with your colleagues, with your teachers is always a good thing. And if you don't want to miss out anything by Udit sir, you can press on the bell icon, you can press on that subscribe button and make sure that all the good things that are coming come first hand to you, come directly live to you. So this was all that I had from this session today. I hope to meet back soon again and get you more such interesting things. Thank you guys.